So everybody, my name's Harry James. 2 games, to review this week for the Sooner men, both on the loss column for the Sooners. One home, one away. The one on the road is the one you kind of expected. Wildcats hand old buddy Lon Kruger another loss in Manhattan, 62-57, where the Sooners have not played well out there in recent history. But then they come home, and, well, we'll just put it to you this way. The Cowboys rally, pull away from the Sooners in overtime, 94-90, in favor of Oklahoma State. We'll review what happened on the bad side of both games next. Boomer Sooner 1982, don't go away! Show, everybody. My name's Harry James. We will start the review show in the Little Apple, the home, at least the college home of one Lon Kruger, as the Wildcats hand good old buddy Lon Kruger another loss in Manhattan, this time 62-57 in favor of the Wildcats over the Sooners. First half for Oklahoma, they actually shot 48.0% from inside the arc, and from the three line, 20.0%. Kansas State, they shot 37.0% from inside the arc and 18.2% from outside the arc in the first half. Second half, Oklahoma, they shot 32.3% from inside the arc, 20.0% from the three-point line, while Kansas State 40.0% from inside the arc, 31.3% from the three line. Final stats, pretty close. Oklahoma shot 39.3% from inside the arc, 20.0% from the three line. Kansas State shot pretty much the same as Oklahoma did from inside the arc, 38.6% from inside the arc, but shot 25.9% from the three-point line, which doomed the Sooners in the Octagon of Doom. Stat stuffers, though, 25, 3, and 11, 25 points. Went to Austin Reeves out in the Little Apple, while 3 assists went to Davion Harmon. That wears number 11. And number 2, Umoja Gibson. He actually had 11 boards in the loss, to Kansas State. The Sooners then lost a second game, this time to rival Oklahoma State in Stillwater. That second loss of the week came to Oklahoma State as the Cowboys rally and pull away from the Sooners in overtime, 94-90. We'll start with the traveling roads from Stillwater, Oklahoma, where OSU shot 40.0% from inside the arc and 36.4% from the outside the arc in the first half. Oklahoma, a deadly 50.0% from inside the arc, 45.5% shooting from the three-point marker in the first half. Second half, Oklahoma State, 55.6% shooting from inside the arc, 40.0% from outside the arc for the Cowboys, while the Sooners, 45.2% from inside the arc and 33.3% from the three line. We are tied in regulation. In the overtime, Oklahoma State actually shot 57.1% from inside the arc and 33.3% from outside the arc, while the Sooners 62.5% from inside the arc, 43.5% from the three-point bucket. And the final stats look like this. Oklahoma State actually shot 48.5% from inside the arc, 37.5% from the three-point line, while the Sooners 49.3% from inside the arc, 43.5% from the three-point bucket. Stat Stuffers 22, 8, and 6, all from not all from different players. The 22 points though was just a little bit more than what you would get from Austin Reaves. The 23 points actually came from Davion Harmon, number 11 Davion Harmon this week. But Austin Reaves does get the 8 assists and 6 boards as the Cowboys rally and pull away from the Sooners in overtime, 94-90. So that's kind of a dump. That's kind of a downer. But you know what's not a downer? Let me tell you what's not a downer, guys. It is the Inside OU podcast. That is what's not a downer. Here it is right here. This one is the Inside OU podcast with Brady and Keegan. You can get this one on your regular podcasts. Do it that way. It's that simple. Just hit the dial and subscribe on the Apple or Google, whatever you have. I have the Apple, so do it that way. The other one is this. It's the Patreon app. But same guys, Brady and Keegan, they do this one right here, the Patreon, with an extra podcast for the Patreons and interviews with, they just recently interviewed Shane Beamer, now the head coach at South Carolina. Keegan did an interview there. So you get to hear the interview. They'll do a lot more media interviews during football season. You'll get to hear all those. And that's for $4 on the Patreon part of it. But Keegan, as well as interviewing people like Shane Beamer, like we just said, he will also do a video breakdown of the game from the previous week during football season and help you break down certain games this season. Like, for example, he went through the Alabama game because offensively we're going to be playing Steve Sarkisian, who comes in from Alabama and is now coaching at Texas. So he'll go down and he'll watch all the games offensively that Alabama had and give you his take on what he thinks that they will bring over from there to Texas. But that part of it, the video part of it, $5 a month on the Patreon app. So $4 for just the video, just the audio, the podcast, the Patreon part of the podcast, $5 for the Patreon podcast, and the video part of it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. My name's Harry James. Catch this and all my other videos on YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. Also, Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on the Twitter, Mac, at Hype Man Harry. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace.